Today we are going to be installing the B.O.S lock fusion onto the Glock 19. So the first thing you're going to do is obviously open the package here, take out the fusion in the carrying case. We're going to set that aside. We're going to take out the installation packet. And the one bag with the proprietary bolt and driver and the programming pin, and then the 2 Allen wrenches and the brass tipped set screw. First thing you're going to do is remove the programming pin, the proprietary bolt driver, and then the actual proprietary bolt. We're going to ensure that our firearm is clear and rendered safe. And then we are going to program our fingerprint. So if you see on the back here, there's a program and a clear. We are going to press that program button until it flashes blue like so. And we are going to start tapping our fingerprint. Now we have programmed our first fingerprint in. We're going to close that. And then we're going to program a second fingerprint. Okay. Now we're going to set the program pin aside. We are going to turn off the laser and the flashlight, and we do that by double tapping both of the rear toggles. We are going to slide it onto the firearm. And you're going to be looking for where the indent, or I'm sorry, the universal rail slot or the pick rail on other firearms lines up with the mounting holes. We want the fusion to be as far to the rear as possible while aligning with the mounting holes, and also ensuring that it is able to still clear, that the arm is still able to clear and retain that slide. We are then going to take the proprietary bolt. We're going to put that through that slot there, the proprietary bolt driver, and we're going to mount that right in. And these screws these holes are threaded on one side, so it's faster to remove and install. Now that the fusion is installed on and able to secure the firearm, as you can see, and we've got our fingerprints programmed, we are going to ensure that there's no play or movement. As you can see, this is perfectly capable of securing the firearm, but there is that wobble, that movement. Any little bit of movement on that rail is going to translate into movement in the laser. So we want that to be as tight as possible. So we're going to look for, as you see here on the rear mounted holes here, we want to take that brass set screw, and we are going to place that into one of those holes, and we are going to torque that down as tight as possible utilizing the Allen key, the larger of the 2 Allen keys. Now we're not trying to strip out the bolt, but we're just trying to make sure that there's no longer any play in that on the firearm. Next, we're going to release that slide, and now we are going to be good to go. An important thing to note is when you load a magazine into the fusion, you're then going to want to pre-rack that slide so that that firearm is able to start stripping that round, so that when you activate that, boom, it's simple as grab, go, and you're on target. So in my use case, I want to have my index finger activate the light on high and the laser on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn those states on. And that is done by double tapping the toggle paddles. Now once that I have that light on high and that laser on, I am going to press the 2 toggle paddles at the same time. And now that we have that white light flashing, we are going to press the left toggle paddle on the opposite side of the arm. And we're going to see that blue cyan flashing. And then I'm going to tap the finger that I want to activate that state. So now my index finger is programmed to activate light on high, laser on. Let's test that. Perfect. Now let's secure that firearm again. Let's turn off that light. Let's turn off that laser. Now we're going to repeat that same process, but I'm going to want what I call, that low light stealth mode, where the light is very, very low, barely perceivable, right? Just enough to illuminate the 1 foot radius around your feet. So I'm going to turn the light on low, right? So that's that super low setting. And if the lights were off, you could understand that's just enough to make sure you don't trip over the dog, step on a Lego. We're going to repeat that process, pressing and holding both toggle paddles. White light flashes, tap the left toggle paddle, and now I'm going to put my index finger on there. So now I can unlock with my middle finger. That light is on very, very low. And then I can, in a simple one touch, change that setting state between the different settings. Let's go ahead and zero that laser, right? Now, something that's very important here is that everyone's use case or zero is going to be different in this application. Some of you may want a 15-yard zero. Some of you may want a 10-yard zero. Some of you might want a true 3-inch drop below the bore, which you just calculate, okay, I always have to adjust for 3 inches, right? So everyone's use case is their own. And if you go into our actual manual, there will be a detailed breakdown on how to zero and what those impacts are. So like if you do a 10-yard zero, what that impact's going to be at 5 yards and what that impact's going to be on at 15 yards. Very important to understand that. A key element is to adjust based off of the distance that where you are most likely going to be utilizing this in your home defense plan. So if you have a hallway that is critical for you to get to, or like at the top of the stairs, or a hallway overlooking the top of the stairs, or from a bedroom that looks down a main hallway, those types of scenarios are what are going to be the dictators for how you determine that zero. You are going to grab the Allen keys, the smaller of the two Allen keys, and we are going to locate the laser adjustment set screws on the side and the bottom. To adjust the windage, so the left and the right, we are going to be utilizing the set screw on the side of the device. Now, it's a little bit backwards in how you move the laser left to right. So you're going to turn clockwise, like such, to drive the laser to the right. You're going to back it out to the left, counterclockwise, to push it further to the left. And that is the same on the bottom. Tightening it clockwise drives the laser down, so that will drive the laser down this direction, and backing it out counterclockwise will raise it. So you're going to find that point in your home, determine what your ideal zero distance is going to be, and then you're going to proceed to adjust accordingly. Now, our recommendation is we do not Loctite these set screws knowing that everybody is going to have their own personal zero. So we recommend getting that zero, finding what that distance is, Loctiting them, and then resetting them.